What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Ace Attorney. Well, I cannot believe that we haven't wrapped it up yet, but...
it should be the last one.
Well, it's, you
For
know...
this case, at least.
Yeah. Well, let's get this bitch on murder. I can't believe we would come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch. A strong hunch? Maybe? That if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in this case. Woo, this place getting busy.
Yeah, it's crowded up in here. Man, it's gonna fall apart right now.
Oh my god. We got some voices in here now.
What's all this about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for my little baby Ido? When my son's belly's empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police, we were like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness.
Dude. He knows he's in trouble. He back in the court, he brought a knife.
You better back the fuck up. When cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice. A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Kurokura-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves,
Oh,
have you
heard of beefsteak? Dude, he just stabbed this guy.
Yeah. That's it, the very exact one that it is. The resplendent, splendiferous holy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day.
It can't be. As I thought.
Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery.
Stab him, Kazuma.
Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. That was very descriptive.
I was gonna say, you got really descriptive.
Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my holy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing?
I'll stab him.
Unconscionable thing.
Dot, 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 dot.
That.
It's like everybody knows. Excuse me. Could I say something?
Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this early on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation of your real job.
La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed.
I mean, crimes, maybe not wicked.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the seat of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korakuda-san's koban is all too clear. What?
What?
Ah!
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuda-san's koban and hid it under the stake?
It's clear, Dwight. Who do you
Very
think
clear.
did it?
So clear.
Susada Mikitoba. She's 16. She has nothing to live for. Yeah, it's Giselle, right? But
Why would she steal it?
I don't know. Why would John steal it?
Ooh, does John have something valuable that she would have want to steal from him? We don't know why she killed him.
Yeah, we don't know the reason, the MO yet.
Right. But it was her stake, so someone was trying to frame her for theft?
Let's not focus on that. Let's just focus on who was trying to steal the coin.
The baby.
Well, it wasn't me.
Who's trying to steal the coin?
Maybe he was
Kazuma?
trying to steal the coin. I don't know. Well, I mean, it was her plate, so like.
That's what I'm saying. It was her plate. It was underneath the steak. And hit under the head.
There were two people eating steak that day.
There was?
One was her.
Uh-huh.
The other was
Oh, the army guy?
the sergeant.
I mean, yeah, they were eating together, or were they not
No,
eating together?
they weren't eating
They didn't
together.
know
He was
each other.
They didn't
Him
know
and
each
the old
other.
man were eating together, and the old man was trying to peddle the coin to him.
Oh, okay, then yeah, absolutely. He was gonna steal it instead of paying for it,
Right.
which means that the steak that we have is not the steak that was being eaten at the other table, which is why it doesn't
Right.
have blood.
Right.
God, I'm so fucking good at this. Book 'em.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Obviously, it can only be you. The baby. Sergeant Inyesa Nosa.
What? How? How dare you, you monster!
Monster? Why are you calling me a monster, dude? Come on.
I stole the koban, did I? I'm the master thief of Le Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? Was me? It was Ido. Ido's the
Wait.
mastermind behind all this.
What?
He's like, what?
Like, ratted me out! Bro, don't throw me under the bus like that! What the fuck?
I told you to keep your mouth shut!
What's happening right now? You would push the blame?
Down.
That's me.
Yep.
For your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Looks like you didn't know so better.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh my god! Whoa!
Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop.
This dude just died? Did the baby break his back?
Being possessed by the baby. It's no baby. That's no baby. Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Ayasa preparing to stand down in Supreme Court, sir.
What?
That's not a baby at all. It's a general. Do any of you know of the extraordinary
Oh my God!
wages in the Nippon Imperial Army pays those that expects to keep its country safe?
Is this happening?
This is happening.
I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes.
I'm broke! All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant.
Place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time.
It sounds like you didn't bother with a knife or fork even, which is worryingly believable. Oh shit, the other steak had big bite marks out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, can we look at... I want to look at this steak again. That one kind of had big bite marks too, though.
It doesn't look like it was sliced with a knife. That one kind of shows it.
That one's just a full
It
ass
doesn't
steak.
really show. Yeah, it doesn't really show it that.
Okay, all right.
And your target that day was the old man in his koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak. I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang!
Yes, when the professor was shot.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. Slipped it under the steak. Hoping I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date.
I'd not catch the steak
Rendezvous
just
with the
still
steak.
there. Everybody's like, what the fuck you mean rendezvous with it? Like,
It's ridiculous.
Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling on your own time.
well, Miss Brett. Of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure that there's no need to detain you any longer at all. Yata! Ow! May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency!
Indeed.
Well, fucking who killed the guy?
The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it?
As no picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife or a fork. It's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you're free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone.
Ta-ta! And
good day.
oh,
Smooth.
wait. Someone smell beefsteak?
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming, you stupid piece of shit.
Oh no, I just I smell steak. There's something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Wait, Kazuma can actually read my thoughts?
I've
Sorry.
been listening to you this whole time. It's a fucking nightmare in your head. Just say what you're gonna say.
Why is there so much echo in there?
There's a lot of empty space.
You can think later, but if you don't call it out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Excuse me, British bitch. One more thing.
Now!
I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a moment ago.
What are you talking about? What contradiction?
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
Hiding a coin under a lump of metal. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
I don't think you got a voice. You've already said this.
Ta-ta!
Beyond nonsense is pure man. Picking up your steak and chopping onto it.
Yes, I'm right. What you said there was exposed an undeniable contradiction.
Yes,
Ah!
I see it.
I don't see it right now.
I'm going to need to see evidence. Kanzo.
He must be pulling back to the steak that he pulled out was the one with the big bite marks. And he hit it under his own
That's
steak.
not the plate.
Yeah, so it's not the plate. That's the thing. We're missing that plate.
Yep.
If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? So it would be the steak that we just got.
A steak.
This is it. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes. Go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs! Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten? I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Noticed what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no English muffin could ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentle muffin herself. Now take a good look at that steak, in particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Ah!
Oh!
Looks like Miss Brett has realized something. That she's going to jail.
So if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all. But what is your actual point? Why are you bringing this up? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously...
Shut the up!
Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
I said I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Yeah, of course. This will be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this Wookiee in its...
I've heard enough, you irritating little spectacled samurai relic.
Of course, dear lady. Dear lady.
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Get it? Because you got a swan on your head?
Nice swan joke, Kazuma. Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications those teeth marks and her steak have had for her.
Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Because I'm totally lost.
No. Yes. Now at last, it's all coming together. The swan, the steak, the fork with a gun.
The beefsteak.
The beefsteak. The mysterious teeth marks. In a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the blood stain was known for somehow disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency? Like everything here?
Like, are you listening? Are you paying attention?
Everything?
Hello? Are you there?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond without any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
It's how many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of that phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats.
Jesus.
How can you be so sure?
It's quite simple. You really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it in court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been what? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd! The trial has run several hours already and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be, I don't believe you!
Objection!
I don't, but there's someone in the court who does have it? Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth
Okay,
about this whole affair?
so I'm thinking Hosonaga, right? Because he's
Of
collected
course, who
everything.
else is- yeah. who
Right.
else is
Oh
next?
yeah, I
But-
had another steak.
Oh, this steak! The one with the blood on it!
Oh.
Okay. But Ayesanosa, he could have taken the other dude's steak. Well, no, I guess that doesn't make too much sense, right?
No, that doesn't make any
That
sense to
doesn't
me.
make any sense. Yeah, it's gonna be. We'll go.
Take that!
Hosonaga, the crime scene thief himself. The answer is obvious.
Justice.
It's Inspector Hosonaga.
What? I have it?
Yeah.
I was kind of counting on you having it, buddy.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence?
You've withheld every fucking piece of evidence. This entire case.
That's
You're bad at your
ridiculous.
job. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak, as well as admitting to stealing Korakuda-san's coin. He told us that he slipped it underneath his steak.
You watch it, Cadet. I'm a superior officer.
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you had put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
And shit. Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her metal to hide something in it.
Her meal.
Her meal to hide something in it.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal. But that makes no sense. The plate was taken from the victim's table. Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin.
And steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over?
Dumbass.
You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, the when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. But then the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, and I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table.
What? Can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. Thought it up on the spot. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you, so yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable!
God damn.
However, fear not, Prosecutor San.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform, that's all I did, sir.
You've been caught lying a lot, dude. Oh, you did? That's plenty, Sergeant. Yes. So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Breadstick and the plate it was on back to his own table?
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes.
Do you have another steak in your pocket? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Breadstick after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken them both.
That's correct.
Then please present it to the court now. The other steak. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
What can they possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady.
God damn.
I beg your pardon.
You got a corner now.
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, do you? You know?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason? The defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
This thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett.
I'm actually really sure.
On the side of the plate, what? On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, sorry. There was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett.
Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, will you show the evidence to the court? Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
Show us the beef.
Once again, we ask you to show the beef.
Over me!
Yes, sir!
This is a bunch of blood right there.
Sorry for keeping you.
I forgot what pocket it was in.
Here is the other steak in this plate. Please, feel free to examine it.
Ooh, there it is.
Look at that! Look at that clean cut!
The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Look. Now this makes everything clear. The blood, you can see on the side of the plate, shows that at the moment the victim was shot, facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. The Swan. It's you.
Wind up.
You gotta try to break the sound barrier with the whip.
All right, here's where I'm gonna fuck up my voice forever.
Oh no.
Oh, the swan died.
Outdone by a Japanese.
By a Japanese?
By a Japanese schoolboy. Now! Now! Now!
Oh.
Oh! Oh! Oh, it's like little baby birds. It's just what the fuck? Oh, she's died. She's going to heaven. But she's a murderer. What the fuck is happening?
There's little birds everywhere.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Take her to jail.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth, this time.
Sadly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using curare.
Yes.
As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you planned to kill the professor knowing that no trace of the poison would be found in his water. Because curare is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes, of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water and it would all be over. I would place the steak I ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone. And leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else?
Sorry.
Dirty Japanese boy.
I'm really stupid. You're right.
Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall.
Oh,
There was no going back at that point.
I don't know what happened there.
So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage because I also carry a gun. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag. And a gun. My
Yep.
own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Ha! Oh, that's not this one. Under your
your
skirt? That's
skirt.
my point.
That's
Stop talking so much.
Yeah, so I was right. There were two guns. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you would sure I would notice it.
And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I'd intended. Then just as you bent down to pick it up,
We gun.
Bang! Yeah. Every time. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead.
truly the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared.
Obviously, Sunaru Hodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside.
I ate a lot of things in that pantry.
It's where I go to cry.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around.
Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun. There it is.
There it is, boys. There it is.
So there you have it. That's the entirety of my misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor? Yeah.
That's negotiable, right?
It's tiny. The mistake is very tiny.
Your Excellency,
Yes.
I wonder,
Will I dream?
might I speak with you in private later?
Shall call on you.
You have a phone?
She's gonna wiggle out of
Oh,
this one.
she's getting out, dude. She's gonna kill us.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone.
Where are you going?
Just gonna walk out, I guess.
I hope you can forgive me, Naruto-san.
I want her under the prison. Where's
What?
It's a transmission.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement?
This can't be. The Takasuchi Ouchi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student. My very first case, because lawyers just became a thing. I've never lost before. I've never won.
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ryunosuke Naruto! What? I didn't. Kazuma did a lot of the heavy lifting. This insult to the Achi family name will never be forgotten.
You've become conceited with the age, Council, but the old have to stand aside to make way for the new. Or I'm gonna fucking cut you if you don't get out of the way. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that.
There it is. There it is. He pulled it out.
Hey.
Oh! What? He just
Got
assaulted him.
Wow, embarrassed him. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchie clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan
Brought to you by Taco Bell.
will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I did it on purpose.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi.
Yes.
After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to.
Absorb everything like a British rug.
And
Like
do
a
not
true
forget
English muffin.
to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
I understand, Your Excellency.
What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Never mind.
As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Yeah, I'm here.
prison 100. In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that on.
It's my stink. I'm sorry. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Go take a shower.
Yes, right away. Just like waddling out, and he's just.
It's time to deliver the final verdict.
Yes.
I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Yeah.
Yay!
Woo, baby.
Who's dropping fucking sakura petals everywhere?
Just pipe them in. Through the...
Meet me beneath them. This court is now adjourned.
Yay!
We did it.
Not bad.
And it's only 2:46 p.m.
I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial.
We did it.
Ryunosuke, you son of a bitch. You finally pulled it off. Congratulations.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma-chan-san.
Ha ha ha. No, it was a pleasure to watch you work. So you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't you forget. Half off on Tuesdays.
Twice as much on Wednesdays. Good
Even
afternoon.
it out, you know.
All your hard work has certainly paid off.
Susato!
Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence.
Ugh.
Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too. Oh no, I didn't do anything.
Whoa! Ow! Just shut up! Yes, you did!
Slap me.
Thank you so much! If we had had the research report of misprints, I don't know how things would have turned out. I just interrupted her is all.
Your kind words should really be for my father.
Just screaming at her.
My father owns the company. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university to investigate.
Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Mr. Satan.
Yeah.
Why do we gotta go back to
Forgive
this?
me for- okay, yeah, this is already
Yeah. Speaking of Mikatoba,
All right.
this is him.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order.
Yeah, there he is.
Naruhodo, you did an excellent job.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you.
Oh no!
After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Yeah, you mentioned that before. A friend? It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Professor Mikatoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson?
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you worked together?
I've never heard you mention that before.
Well, it was.
Are you hiding things from me?
Besides, don't start with me. It's your turn, Asogi.
Huh?
Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot.
I will. I'll learn all I can. I swear on this, my sword of the Asogi clan.
You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Oh, fuck yeah, I am. Of course I am. The Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go and who I need to kill.
Yep.
And cuts down anything that's in my way.
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes.
And who I need to kill.
That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? The Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but
She got off. What do you mean? Surely she's gonna face the trial herself. She's the true culprit after all.
you'll be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai.
To kill again. What? Shanghai!
Dot, 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 dot.
Zero Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that.
What? But why not? Uh-oh. It's a matter of consular jurisdiction.
It's a matter of consular
Oh, it's this guy. That guy. Hosonaga. Inspector Hosonaga!
It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate.
But what is all this about consular jurisdiction?
We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan.
What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's gonna bring her to justice? To justice.
The British consular court will hear her case somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard.
But why a consular court?
Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Kazuma.
So long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments. They can invoke a consular court. They can't invoke a consular court just like that.
Oh, can't they?
You're right. Sure.
It feels like they did.
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on.
Something strange
Something
in the neighborhood.
stinks.
So Miss Brett can't be accountable for her actions here in Japan?
I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her.
I don't believe it.
British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Ms. Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change.
With swords.
This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Like my sword through a chest.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink.
But, Professor...
You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. At my spot by the university, now open.
In that case, might I suggest La Carnival?
Bro, you're a detective. Like,
Yeah,
go
let's
back to your
the
job.
place where all this fucking started.
As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink.
You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Plus, you, like, bleed all over your hands all the time.
Let's not worry about details for now.
That's not important.
To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor?
Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none.
I'm also here.
I should go and tend the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release.
Oh, yeah, thanks. You're not invited.
What?
I guess she's not. What the fuck? So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma, are we going to the restaurant?
Yes, Ryunosuke.
I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today.
Ha 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 ha! I didn't do shit. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work.
Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world.
I'm not so sure about that.
Huh?
To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial I wasn't paying attention to. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me.
What? Come on, be serious.
If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer, I mean. Not for anything else.
Oh, not me. All that tense verbal combat. I never want to go through that ever again. I just did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you.
That's the point.
Sorry.
You do whatever anyone tells you to do.
What do you mean, that's the point?
Listen, Ryunosuke. Just shut the fuck up and listen for 1 second. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win?
I do. I know what weapon I need.
It's a sword.
Knowledge of the law.
No, the ability to believe.
To believe? To believe what?
A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times.
Sorry, hold on. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it?
Yeah, believe in me. Who believes in you?
I'm human, just like you. I don't have some human ability to know the truth or what's happening at any moment, but you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. That's when a sword comes in handy. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person.
Huh. Believing in your client. Sounds silly.
Be sure not to stab him, though. That's the one thing you can't do. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stop believing in me. I don't have any experience, and you totally believe me.
I didn't have any choice.
What an idiot. You face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stop looking for the truth, because that's who you are. In the end, you found it through your own efforts, and it's because you never stopped believing in me.
Thanks, Kazuma-chan-san.
Dot. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke.
Did you actually kill that man?
I didn't actually believe. Really, it's a favor. Really, something very important to me.
It sounds serious. What is?
I don't have money for dinner tonight.
You're still here, are you?
Hi. Sorry, we were following you. And
I slid out, blood trickling down my mouth. I'll arrange some rickshaws for us. Let's go.
Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. Over dinner at my spot by the university. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain. Don't forget.
Ah, yes, that too.
So my very first trial has come to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotoba. The girl who...
What the fuck? The girl.
Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but, you know, he's a bad cop. A better waiter than he is a cop. It was because of the help and the support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life.
Wow.
And there it is.
There it
We
is,
did our
boys.
First case in the
There it
books.
First case down.
There it is,
Yes.
boys.
Want to save my progress. Saving. Well, I think we did a great job.
I think so too.
I'm very proud of us.
You didn't go to jail.
I didn't go to jail. I'm still around.
Mission accomplished.
Don't got a sword yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think just thinking about how long this game is, because apparently it's like 60 hours of gameplay for someone that's not fucking around. Maybe we should just leave this up to the people.
All right,
we got trial 1 down. We'll let people watch this series and see if there's still interest after all this. Because
if you guys want more, leave a comment.
yeah, because I know our throats are killing us right now.
Man.
I'm dying. I'm gonna go drink some fucking tea with honey.
You
All right.
can't express how squawking like an English muffin for 3 hours is going to ruin me.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. Oh, it's brilliant though.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
It's the performance of my lifetime.
Yep. It shows.
Good stuff.
There's a lot of passion behind that English muffin. Okay, well, again, if you guys enjoyed this, let us know in the comments down below. And maybe we'll see you for the next thing. Or, I mean, we got Psychonauts coming out soon. So I think Terry and I are going to be back in your life real soon. Anyways, see you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.